guys, it's Lindsay and welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to do a quick recap of my very first 1 month 1 palette. In case you missed my intro video, I will put a link to it right up here in case you want to check that out. Basically, 1 month 1 palette is where I decided to use one eyeshadow palette for the entire month of September, and I decided to go with my Naked 3 from Urban Decay. This was the first eyeshadow palette that I ever had, something bigger than a quad. So I've had this for almost 2 years, so I thought this would be a good place to start if I decided to go forward with this series. My rules with this was every time I used eyeshadow, I needed to use this. I was going to allow myself to use other eyeshadows along with this, but I needed to incorporate this in some way in every single look for the month. And I have to say, I think I did a really good job. I used this every single time I put on eyeshadow. I never strayed from it, and honestly, I never even got bored of this eyeshadow palette. When I first had this, this was my only palette, so I used this basically for an entire year just by itself. So I was really used to using it, and I love the eyeshadows in here, the quality, the colors, everything about this palette I just really love. So it was a good one to start out with because of that, so I just really never got bored of it. I did have a couple of goals in mind when using this palette for an entire month. I wanted to hit pan on 2 shades, and I actually was able to do that, which was very exciting. I wanted to hit pan on Strange and Liar. Going into this, Liar was the shade that I had used the most, and I had a little bit of pan there. And then I actually used Strange a whole lot this month. I used it to set my eyeshadow bases. So I used it every single time I used this palette, and I hit some major pan on it, which was really exciting. I also made a pretty big dent in Dark Side, and I used Factory a lot as well. Now, I don't think I used every shade in this palette over the course of the month, which is kind of a bummer. That kind of was my goal, but I got stuck on a couple of shades that I just couldn't really figure out how to use. Trick was one of them. It's a really pretty shade, and I thought it would kind of look cool on the inner corners, and I actually did do that one day, but I took it off immediately because it just did not look good on me. It made me look like sickly or something, so I won't even count that I used that one. And I don't think I used Dust either, the second one. It's just really powdery and there isn't much color payoff. That one's probably my least favorite one in the palette. But I used Limit a whole lot too, though it doesn't really look like it, but I used it probably every time I use this palette as well. I use that in the crease a lot. And with Dark Side, like I said, I made a nice little dip in there. I used that pretty much every time I wore eyeliner, which was most of the time. I used that to set my eyeliner. I forgot, I also never used Black Heart. I don't know why. I guess I could have used that to set some liner, but I just kind of got stuck on using Dark Side. So overall, I think that was a pretty successful first 1 month 1 palette. I actually only used other shades a couple of times, and that was when I got those Makeup Geek Duochrome eyeshadows, which I was really excited to play with. But other than that, I just used the Naked 3. So now looking onto the month of October, I decided that I do want to do another 1 month 1 palette, and I decided that I'm going to do my Z palette, which maybe is kind of cheating because I bought all these individually and put them in here. But these are all my Makeup Geek eyeshadows, and because I got those Duochrome eyeshadows, I really want to play around with them a lot, so I decided that I'm going to do this for the month. I have 27 different eyeshadows to choose from this month within this palette. This color right here called Bling is actually in my Finish 9 by New Year's, so I definitely want to try and work on that this month. And then also I would love to hit pan on Peach Smoothie, which is right here. I use this to set my eye primers or eye bases, and it's a little dark for me. I can use it and make it work, but I just kind of want to get rid of this shade and go back to using Peach Smoothie, which I do have a backup of now. So as soon as I'm done with this shade, I'm going to switch back to that one. So other than trying to finish up Bling and hitting pan on Peach Smoothie, my goal for the month with this palette is to use every single eyeshadow in here, with the exception of one, which is this shade right here, Shimma Shimma. I said that I needed to finish Bling up before I used Shimma Shimma, so unless I do finish this one up, then I will use this, but I'm not counting that towards using up every single shade in this palette. On the front of the palette, I actually typed out every single different eyeshadow, so when I use it once, I will cross it off. Obviously, I'm going to use some of these shades a whole bunch this month, but some of the shades I think are going to be a little bit more difficult for me to use, like the color Unexpected, which is this one right here. I've used this a couple of times, but I don't really love how it looks on me, so that one is going to be difficult to incorporate into a look that I like. And then my foiled eyeshadows from Makeup Geek, I'm not a huge fan of because they crease on me, so that's going to be a little bit difficult to use. But I think for the most part, I just love these eyeshadows. I love playing around with them. Wisteria is really fun. This one I probably should use soon just because it's more of like a summer, spring kind of color, not great for fall, but I made it a goal to use everything, so I will. This Mango Tango one I really like. I haven't used that one very much. Bitten is another one that I haven't used too much that I would love to play around with more. And then of course this whole row of green eyeshadow. You guys know green eyeshadow is my absolute favorite, so I'm going to have a lot of fun playing with all those this month. And then of course all my duochromes. I actually don't have the color I'm Peachless in here just because it won't fit. When I'm done with the bling, I'll stick it in so that I have that in here as well. But I'm not going to count that for this month's challenge just because it's not in here right now. If I use it, I use it. If not, that's alright. So that's it really for this video, just a quick little update. I'm really excited to get started using these Makeup Geek eyeshadows. I just love them. I have so many different colors to choose from, so I don't think I will be bored this month if I wasn't bored using this kind of neutral palette all month last month. So I guess I will make another update in about a month about how it went with using these, and then I will pick another palette to use probably for the month of November. But thank you guys so much for watching today. Feel free to subscribe to my channel if you like. We can also connect on Instagram. I'll leave my link somewhere down there. And I'll see you guys in my next video.